Just before I get started on my next project, I wanted to tell you about my decision with regards to the battery-powered palm router. So I put out a video a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link up above and down below, asking for your opinions and experiences with battery-powered palm routers if you've made the leap as well. Because I was about to in that video, and like I said, now I've done it. At the end of that video, I narrowed it down to 2, but after I saw all your feedback, I felt I had to re-include 2 that I'd previously dismissed. So the 2 that I chose were the DeWalt and the Milwaukee, but I also felt I ought to give another crack of the whip to the Bosch and to the Makita. So let me talk about the DeWalt first. The DeWalt was on my list because I've already got the corded version of the DeWalt router and I really like to use it. However, I've got a couple of issues with it. One is it's quite heavy in the corded version, and number 2, it's thicker bodied. So I don't find it as easy to use as I do the Bosch corded version. After I made the video, I realized that I had these 2 nail guns. I've had them for ages and I completely forgot about them. I only really use them when I'm doing stud work or sheds or decking and so on and so forth, because they're fairly heavyweight guns. But the batteries in these fit the DeWalt palm router. So that put the palm router really high up my list. Logically, sensibly, because that saved me a pile of cash, well over 100 quid. The Milwaukee was on my list because I've previously owned and still own Milwaukee tools. I've got 2 battery drivers over there that I've had for, God, must be around 10 years, 8 years at least. And they've been really, really good bits of kit. They've never let me down. One has recently, but I kind of think that's my fault for dropping it a bit too often. But anyway, so that put the Milwaukee on my list. The Bosch I discounted because I didn't like the look of it. The shape just seemed bizarre and it looked a little bit DIY-ish. It didn't look like a professional bit of kit. So I ruled it out on that perspective, unfairly, I believe. So I've brought that back in based on the comments, as I said, that you've given me, and the people that have got them rave about them. And I also went and watched a few other videos that you guys recommended as well. Like I say, the people that have got them think they're really, really good for the job it's intended for. The intended use between the 4 that I've mentioned differs between 3 and 1, in as much as the Bosch is marketed as a trim router, an edge profiling router. It's designed for a specific set of tasks. The other 3 are designed to be a more all-encompassing router, a router that will allow you to trench, groove, profile, finish, a whole range of tasks, whereas the Bosch isn't. One evening I was sat down mulling over what it was I wanted this to do, because I'm sure you've experienced the same as me. You set out looking for a piece of kit to do a specific job, but then you're presented with an absolute plethora of features that these bits of kit you look at can do, and you kind of get lost in this quagmire of this bit and that bit and this bit and that bit. And so I wanted to just narrow it all down and go back to the drawing board again and focus on what I wanted this palm router to do. And all I want this palm router to do is edge work and profiling work. I don't want it or need it to do anything else. I've got 3 Festool routers and 2 other routers that will do all of those other jobs for me. Bearing that in mind, I don't need the extra power of the other 3. I don't need variable speed. I don't need a box full of accessories, parallel fences and guides and dust extraction facilities. All I want is to be able to fit an edge profiling bit, a roundover bit, and a volo bit, but they're all going to be bearing guided or pin guided. So that really made me focus back on the Bosch and eventually choose the Bosch. So here it is. So it doesn't matter how many times I do this, how many tools I buy, I still get excited when I buy a new bit of kit. This is something else that I'll save for another video. And here it is, teeny tiny little box. It's almost a disappointment there's nothing else in the box, but that's exactly what I ordered. I suppose I've become a little bit used to everything I buy coming with so many extras and additional bits and bobs. But that kind of feels quite good in the hand. And very light too. And I bet you're asking yourself, where's the charger? Aha. All will be revealed. Anyway, that's it. That's what I've decided to go with. So I could have saved money on batteries and chargers by buying the DeWalt palm router, but it was too heavy, too big, and more than I needed. I could have gone with a Milwaukee or the Hitachi or any of the other on the market. They all look really good and really capable, similarly powered, similar set of accessories available. And to be honest, it's really difficult to choose between them. But I didn't need all of those extras. I just want this for edge work. I want an easy to hold edge router that's always got the bit in it that I need. And I think I've chosen the right one. But proof of the pudding's going to be in the eating. So once I've had a chance to use it a bit, which I'll be doing on my very next project, which is also going to be my very next video. So stay tuned to this channel. And if you haven't subscribed, take the opportunity to do it now. You won't regret it, I hope. Anyway, all of that coming up. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Ta-ra.